are struggling, put any quarterback in a situation, they're going to struggle.
And speaking of quarterbacks, I want to go to the other guy. The guy who's talked about so much, the backup. I know the backup's talked about a lot, Tim Tebow. Do you think, and people say his mechanics are terrible, I agree with that. I say his instincts are great, but you've been in the NFL. Do you think with his mechanics and the way his unconventional style is and the way it's been working, can it work out for a whole 10-year career, a solid 10-year career in the NFL?
Don't think so. Defenses catch up to the way things are run. Wildcat was brought in to play by Spreaker a few years ago. You don't see it around anymore. Why? Because the defense has caught up to it. Defenses make adjustments all the time, so unless he's making adjustments, it's going to be tough for him. But as a football player in general, he does have great instincts as a football player. He plays quarterback in an unconventional way, but it'll be tough for him to have a very long career in this league.
So, if the Jets don't make the playoffs, and which I'm predicting, should Tebow leave or should he still give it a try as a New York Jet?
That's really not going to be up to him. I'm sure he'll be here as long as he's asked to be here, or he's going to want to play regardless of where he is. But after this year, there may be a shakeup, all over if the Jets actually don't make the playoffs.
So, and you bring up that point, he'll play anywhere, and it was either between Jacksonville. Jacksonville was in the discussion when he was going to New York, and I thought people were saying, oh, Jets, great decision, but I was thinking, hey, why not Jacksonville? He has more control, he has the ability to be in the spotlight more. I mean, not obviously New York is a top media market, but I'm saying in regards, I think it would have helped him more control-wise on the field. I think there are way too many distractions. Do you think Tebow just went to the Jets just to promote his brand and to broaden his image, or was it for any football purposes whatsoever?
It was football purposes. He saw the light down in Jacksonville. Regardless of what anybody wants to say, they had a rookie quarterback there last year who they are trying to develop, who's actually playing pretty good this preseason. So there wouldn't be a chance for him to get on the field. There would have been no platoon in Jacksonville. So he came to the place where he felt he had a chance to get on the field, and Jets is that place. I'm sure Rex told him about that opportunity. That can't be hidden. If he wasn't told about that opportunity, they wouldn't be making the change that they're making or putting the additional plays that they're putting in for him to run some plays on offense.
Okay, and lastly, I'm just going to ask for a quick record. Thanks for coming on, but I want to ask you one quick question, Rob. What do you think the Jets' record will be at the end of the season?
Currently constructed, if they actually stay the way they are, they don't get any big playmaking guys, it'd be tough for them to go AD. I could see them winning maybe 6 or 7 games.
Wow, I'm actually going with 8 because just strictly on defense alone. But you know what? Thank you very much, Rob, for coming on the show. We hope to see you down the line. Follow him at Rob Carpenter 81, right? All right, at Rob Carpenter 81. You can follow him. He's new to Twitter, but he's got a lot of followers, getting a lot so far. And thank you very much, Rob. All right, that was Rob Carpenter from former New York Jets and former Philadelphia Eagles receiver. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I will talk about the Colts and their possible trade coming up. Well, maybe. The owner, Jim Irsay, has been communicating that through Twitter. I don't know why. I'll explain what my thoughts are on that in a quick moment. Let's take a quick break. Okay, we are back on the Cameron Sadeghi Show on Spreaker.com. Thank you for listening. So far, we just did the Rob Carpenter interview, and you know what? I'm going to do something. I usually like the interaction. I did not tell you guys in the beginning of the show, and I'm very sorry for not telling you guys. But you can chat and ask me questions through the comment board. There's a little comment bubble you can click on. It's about, I think it's green. There's a green comment bubble. You can ask your questions or comments, or you can text or call at 949-456-2911 on the Cameron Sadeghi Show. So you can do that. You can be interactive. I want to hear your thoughts on whether it's the Jets or Colts. Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl? Anything sports related, just keep it clean, because it's a show for all ages, and I'm not Howard Stern and I'm not Dino Costa, so please don't come out here and just unload on me. Thank you very much. So, let's talk Colts. Colts football. Jim Irsay says that the trade winds are blowing, according to the Associated Press. The Colts owner Jim Irsay says his team is seriously contemplating a deal that could possibly include a high draft pick. On Thursday, Irsay wrote on Twitter that serious trade winds are blowing, though he also noted that other times these deals fall through. Later, he tweeted that new Colts general manager Ryan Grigson isn't afraid to roll the dice and that the owner was willing to open his checkbook. These two posts followed an earlier one that read simply, trade winds blowing, quote unquote. Irsay has not provided any indication of who the Colts might be trying to get, though their two biggest areas of need are cornerback and offensive line. Grigson and Coach Chuck Pagano have repeatedly said they will do anything they can to improve this team. Okay, so I think, and people are saying Maurice Jones-Drew, I think that would actually be a good decision. And I know offensive line is an issue and cornerback is necessary for this team. And I mean, you even heard the Colts front office say that point blank. But you have to understand that you have an opportunity to go get Maurice Jones-Drew. If that possibility is there. Maurice has said, I'd love to end my career in Jacksonville, but he's having the money issues, the contract issues, so I don't know. So I think the Colts should give it a chance. Because if you look at the Colts, you look at Luck, I mean, let's look at Matt Ryan and Joe Flacco. I mean, when Joe Flacco had Ray Rice and Matt Ryan had Michael Turner, they both made the playoffs. They both made the playoffs in their rookie year with two stellar running backs. So if the Colts have that opportunity, to me, I think one of the most underrated positions for a quarterback, a young quarterback, is the running back position. For a young quarterback to hand that ball off and he can use that play action and work off the play fake, it's a huge, huge help. And it takes pressure off the offensive line. So if you can get that opportunity to go get Maurice Jones-Drew, do it now. Do it now. And I think it's a great... I'm not particularly happy the way Jim Irsay keeps... He's trying to get in the limelight. He's trying to do the same thing like Jerry Jones does, and I want an owner who is quiet and will just get the job done. Just get it done. You don't have to yell and scream about trade rumors and all these different things and get your 15 minutes of fame. Just focus on the job and get who you want to get and accomplish your goals. You don't need to communicate it to the whole entire world, especially on Twitter. That's the worst thing you could possibly do. So, to me, don't do that. Don't do that whatsoever. Just go execute, Go execute your goals and accomplish them. Irsay, he should go for Jones-Drew. Now, I don't know how he's going to manufacture this trade. If it's going to be a blockbuster one, this could change the whole franchise completely. So, Irsay, if you have that opportunity, do it. Now, here, this is the bad part about communicating it to everybody. Now, everybody knows, the owners know, and you know what? They'll be thinking in their mind, hey, I might want a piece of this trade too. I might want to interfere with this trade too. That's what they're thinking. That's what they're thinking. So, they're thinking of ways, they're thinking, you know, if they get Jones-Drew, now they're thinking about game plans, what they're going to do, all these different things. They're thinking about different possibilities. Why do you give out so precious information on a national scale? Why? Why? It's like telling it doesn't make any sense. It's like going out on Twitter and telling everyone your social security number. Or going on Facebook and telling everyone how much you make for a living. What is that? There's no point. Absolutely no point. You're just aiding the other teams. You're like, here you go. Here's some help. You're a young developmental franchise who is trying to fill the shoes of a great legend, and it's time where you need to think back and think of the situation wholeheartedly, and not just throw out some information that, to me, just doesn't make any sense. It's just mind-boggling. Okay? Mind-boggling. So, please, 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 trust me. Trust me with this, Irsay, don't do what you just did. Again, don't. And I know you want to promote your name, rightfully so. You own a football team and you want to say, hey everybody, I'm the owner of the Colts. I know what I'm doing. Look at me, like Jerry Jones does. But you can't go out there and say, we're having a serious trade, and just announce it to the whole world. That's not good. It's okay if, I don't mind if an owner has a Twitter account and they're talking about how they're excited for their team to win, and they're, promoting their team and saying we're going to have a good year this year. I don't mind. But when you set expectations, when you're giving out precious information, when you're making wild claims, that's when you cross the line. That's when Irsay needs to stop. That's where Jerry Jones needs to stop. That's where Mark Cuban sometimes gets in trouble for. So, please, 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 please. This is just an announcement to all the owners in all sports. Don't be that way. You're going to hurt your team. You're going to shoot themselves in the foot. Watch out. Don't do it. Don't do it. That's my advice for the day. If you want your 15 minutes of fame, go ahead. But don't make wild claims. Don't do things like that will jeopardize your franchise. And don't give out precious information like that. Certainly. Certainly. So please don't do that. Alright. We will take a break again. Don't worry, this will probably be our last one. We're going to, actually no, this will be our last one. We're going to talk about something that it's probably the most controversial thing in sports right now. It's something that has shocked the sports world and has shocked cancer survivors. It's shocked the cycling world and just the world in general. We'll talk about a man who used, well, the USDA says so. We'll talk about a man who was in cycling and he got stripped of his achievements. We'll talk about that in a minute. Stay tuned. You can call, you can text 949-456-2911 or comment on the chat board, on the comment bubble right there if you have a question.